Hello, fam. I know it's been a minute and I appreciate the grace you've extended to my family and me. I also appreciate your shared condolences as we traverse the humanity of this grieving season. I haven't forgotten you, my calling, nor my assignment. This unction to teach and expand the people of God's understanding of faith experience still reverberates through me. Yeah. So let me spend the next few moments exposing you to the more the Lord wants for you. Yeah. Let me be clear. You can only step into what you have a vision for, and you will only have a vision for what you've been exposed to. You need to lean into this. Yeah. Your faith experience is rooted in what you trust God by faith to expose you to. Did you get that? Let me say it again. Your faith experience is rooted in what you trust God by faith to expose you to. Yeah, I can't go on without qualifying the term by faith, and I will deal with it in more detail later. But suffice it to say, and this is important, it is not that for which you just simply choose to believe God for. No, real faith begins with God and will stretch you beyond yourself. Let me see. Yeah. How many of you are still walking out what you know you heard God a long time ago promise you, yet with each step, overcoming the enemy's resistance requires holding on to a faith you know is under assault. Nevertheless, in the scuffle, the presence of our intercessor is revealed, ordering your steps toward open doors he's already worked out for you. Come on. Somebody ought to be shouting just about right now. Yeah, I'm not going to trouble that any further. So moving on. Let me start by reiterating the foundational principles of my teaching. Faith is that from which everything else flows. Leadership, family, and community. If your faith does not inform your worldview, then the whole building of your life is tilted because the cornerstone is misaligned. Yeah. Further, if your faith is not the author of your worldview, then you can't lead well. Everything you touch will be skewed. Don't miss this. And you'll find this in my book, Compelled to Lead. What you do speaks volumes louder than what you say. Consequently, you are modeling what you believe. Whether you are being an example to those who look to you for direction or are purposefully training those who would become leaders of men themselves. Yes, your orthodoxy must align with your orthopraxy. That is why leadership development and discipleship are synonymous, and why the church is full of people who are at ease just sitting in their seats rather than effectively exercising their gifts in and to the body. Jesus' example of discipleship is that of training done in the midst of community, which is the church, modeled by servant leadership that turns fishermen into fishers of men over time. Men and women, others seek to follow. The church's loss of members to the allure of other religions and teachings is because we refuse to develop the people of God. Watch this. We who have the truth fail to teach those who are hungry for it. They will follow a lie instead. Why? Because like sheep, they are just looking for green pasture, i.e. someone to feed them. That means leaders who fear teaching will betray their lack of knowledge, must expose themselves to expertise, whether by finding a mentor, becoming discipled, going back to school, or identifying anointed teachers within the body. Trust me, the people of God, the people God has entrusted to your care are dying beneath their kingdom privileges because you have not taken their care seriously. Leadership does not mean you yourself must own everything necessary to get the people of God from point A to point B. Yet it does mean, on the other hand, that you are required to be generative and selfless enough to recognize and resource the tools necessary to develop the people of God. People God has in your care, who will in turn now get you from point A to point B and further. Be honest and ask yourself this question. Would you even know what to do with them if God sent them to you?